Good morning, everyone. How are we? If you are just joining the live, welcome in. I want to let you know that this morning, what we're really going to be talking about are, w- I should say, where are we right now as a collective? What do we need to know? What's going to help us the most right now on our growth and ascension path? And and I do that mainly because obviously, not everyone on their ascension or spiritual path is in the same place. Welcome in. Hello, Maria. Hi, Steffi Knows. If you guys are new to my page or my channel, welcome in. My name is Carey. I am a medium and a spiritual mentor. And this morning, we're just going to be talking about the growth and ascension path. We are probably going to be tapping into the energy that possibly the collective that's here is contending with, and maybe giving some guidance, some inspiration. Hi, Sagittarius. Welcome. And so we're going to be doing that. So join us this morning as we're doing this together. I am streaming both on TikTok and on the tube. So if you're here, I'm so excited. And if you're new, please let me know in the comments. Say hello and thank you for being here. So, and again, if you're new to my page, my name is Carey. I am a medium and a mentor. And this morning, we're really going to be just tapping into what do we need to do? What do we need to know right now for our ascension path, for our growth path? What's coming up for us in this? And I'm going to be tapping in not just intellectually, but into the energetics in real time and seeing what we can do to sort of help us on our journey. What are some things that are going to make us feel more connected to our intuition? What's going to make us feel like clearer? What's going to help us release blockages in an easy way and live our path and our truth? And if you're wondering, I am also streaming on the tube as well as on TikTok. So welcome in. You can join me at either place. If you're wondering what my page is on the tube, all the info is on my page here. So it's really easy to find. So welcome in. And if you guys are new, welcome. Hi, Aiden. Hi, Diana. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, could you ought. That's cute. So anyway, I'm not answering questions this morning. What we're doing specifically is we're really just working on where are we right now as a spiritual collective in this group? Whoever comes into this, that's when I'm going to be connecting with the energy, and how can we connect in with our intuition, our heart space, and do healing work for self. So that's what this focus of this live is specifically. So stay tuned. Let me know where you're coming from if you're interested in that kind of information. I also am live on the tube. So if you would like to, hi, Tammy. Hi, Dazzle. Nice to meet you. How are we? Good morning, everybody. So if you guys are new to my page, I'm so excited. Hi, Jen. I'm so excited you're here. My name is Carey Kaas. I'm a spiritual mentor and a psychic medium and a trance channel. So I do several things. And hi, Chastity. And so today I do different things. So sometimes I come on and I do readings. Sometimes I come on and I do trance channeling. But really what my intention is today on Mondays and Wednesday mornings at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time is we really are focusing on what is this group, this collective need today. I'm going to tap into the energy. I know what's going on for the greater collective in general, kind of what we're working on in our ascension path, and what we need to know. So I'm going to just tap into our auras. What I tend to do is I look at everybody from the perspective of a group aura, right? Of course, individually, we're going through different challenges and we're having different struggles, or we're having different wonderful things. 11:11 on the East Coast time. So, but in that way, that's part of my being a channel and a mentor, is to tap in and see how I can help all of you today. So that's really what the focus of this is today. So welcome in. Feel free to keep tapping the screen, sharing the live. I'm actually going to share this with a few more friends. So feel free to hang out. Let me know where you're coming from. Would love to be able to say hello to you. We are very much an open, supportive space here. And so people get to know each other, of course, over time and connect. So feel free. If that is you, we want to welcome you into the space just so you feel comfortable and feel as though you have a place to come on Monday and Wednesday mornings. Either you're on the tube of you, if you're here, welcome. or if you're coming on TikTok. So I'm so excited you're here. Good morning, Tammy. Hello, Minnesota and Michigan. Welcome in. Thank you so much. So here's what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to just tap into the energy. Hi, Yuki. And I want to see what's going on for this collective and what we need to know. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing. So if this is you, please feel free to put some emojis in the chat or let me know where you're coming from. And if you want to just stay in the space, I'm perfectly excited about that. I may be pulling some cards. I'm not sure what my guides are going to have me do. So I'm just going to tap in and see what's going on with the energy today. Hello, Debbie. Welcome in. So as I'm looking into this collective and this group that I'm with here in this moment, and anytime you come across this, it'll be sort of the perfect time for you. I feel, oh, you're sick in bed. So we'll send you lots of healing energy. I always infuse Reiki energy through this. So if you accept that, you can just open up and say, yes, I accept that. So again, if you're joining, my name is Carey Kaas. I'm a medium, a mentor. I am a spiritual channel and a healer. So today, oftentimes, hi, Amber. It's so nice to meet you. So I often do readings on this channel, right? I often do that. But a lot of the times, Kenzie, oh my gosh, I got to talk to you. I'm so glad. So what I do though on Monday and Wednesdays, I do more healing work with all of you. We take a look at the energy that's currently going on, and then we do some new, like I would say, we'll tap into what the collective is doing and what we need to know for guidance, understanding, and awareness and healing. And really, I like to make these concepts as applicable to your life as possible and as grounded as possible, so you can join me anytime. And I'm so excited you're here. So let's tap in. The first thing that's really coming through to me, yeah, Holly, what you can do if you want to get a reading, hang tight. I'm going to do some conversation also to let you guys know at 9 a.m. my time, I'm going over to the Gram. So if you all join me on the Gram, I'm going to be doing free readings there. I do that Wednesday mornings at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then if you want to pay for a reading hall, if you have time, you can do it over there. We can do it over there. This 45 minutes, I do usually healing. We look into the collective energy. We work on what we need to know to tap into our inner knowing and our intuition. Does that sound good? So let me know if you have time, because I know you've got the babes at home. Okay, so let's tap in. And if anyone does want to pay for a reading, later at 9 a.m., you can join me on the Gram. We're going to do we'll do freebies, but we'll also do paid if anyone's interested, but absolutely. Okay, so welcome in. So I'm just tapping into the collective. What does this collective need to know today? What's going to help us most on our growth and ascension path, our healing path? Good morning, Jen. And so also just to let everybody know, I'm also live on the Tube of You. So if you're interested in coming over here, it's also really wonderful over here. I come here regularly as well. So let's get tapping into the collective. So the first thing I'm really being shown for many of you, good morning, Courtney. And if this is true for you, you can go ahead and put an emoji in the comment. Put an emoji in the comment. So I feel like I'm feeling a lot of pressure on each side of people's temples. Okay. A lot of pressure there. So I want to let you know what I've been tapping into this week in general is very much connected to the astrology that we're going through on just here in real time, where we have these eclipses. So we're in between the energy of two eclipses. And so that energy, even if you don't know anything about astrology, it does not matter. That kind of planetary energy and the alignment of that can really affect our energy body as well, especially would you consider yourself more of a sensitive person? Would you consider yourself someone who is aware of their energy, is someone who's more of a soul that has, when you walk into a room, you feel a little, yay, Lorenda's here too. Thank you for the gifts. So if you would, Midge says yes. Okay, so put one yes, sensitive. So if you consider yourself, exactly, if you consider yourself to be someone who would be on your spiritual path, I would say, really working on yourself, you're sensitive to energy, things like that. These are the things that can affect you more when the astrology and the energy of the planets and what's going on with our celestial and physical bodies. These are all part of it because we're working in synergy and in connection with that's part of our spiritual growth and path. And for people like you who are more attuned, who are more aware, who are on your spiritual path, you're going to feel that more than most people. People that aren't on their path might feel, say, a little grumpier, a little bit more irritable, maybe tired, but you guys will notice it completely different than most people. So the way I'm seeing this here, it feels a lot like that I'm getting pressure on the sides of my temples. And also I'm feeling quite a lot in the solar plexus. The solar plexus is your power center. If you know a little bit about chakras, you will know that we have these spiritual energy centers located along our spine. We also have ones above us and below us. And so they all represent different things. And if you don't know about that, we will talk about that over time. Many of you guys already know about those. So you would know when certain chakras are coming online, or you're feeling them more. You can tie it in and say, okay, this is connected to my heart chakra. This is connected to my solar plexus. It's all that kind of self-awareness, which can really help you become more in tune. Definitely headaches this week and tiredness for my friend Jen, who's an amazing healer herself. So here's what I want to say. In order for all of us to sort of ride the wave of this ascension journey, or to move through our development as we wake up more to our awareness of who we are as a spiritual being in a physical body, we can start to say, okay, how can I have mastery today? How can I work on healing today? How can I feel more aligned today? Like on a practical level, right? And one of the ways that you guys can do this is just acknowledging that it's starting to happen, right? We acknowledge, I'm feeling that in my solar plexus. I'm hearing the ringing in my ears, right? I notice it in the lower part of my body, right? And I love all these comments. I'll definitely answer all these. I'm going to stay on track for a while I'm just kind of moving in this. So for today, what I would like everybody to do, and you don't have to do this with your eyes closed, right? You've been hearing a lot of ringing, and that can mean several things. We always want to look at the mundane first. So the mundane part of ears ringing is we want to look into things like, do we have tinnitus, right? Do we maybe have an imbalance? And that's more physical, medical. However, most people that are on their spiritual path or developing their abilities really recognize that that's often spirit giving them a message. And that's most of us, I think, that are psychics and mediums and open up our abilities, which everybody can, are going to start to notice that. They're going to feel like a ringing. Like that's one of the ways my guides always kind of confirm things for me or let me know. So you can, acknowledgement of your experience is really always connected to your spiritual path and things of that nature. Just being able to say, okay, I open my field. But one of the things I would love for us to do today together, as I mentioned, I would love for all of us to just work on our grounding today. And then I'm going to have our guides come in close and bring some healing energy through our space. Because my main intention when I go live on Monday and Wednesdays at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time is to, as much as I can, give all of you this education about being able to connect and being able to clear and being able to protect yourself so you can hear your inner knowing and your inner voice. This is what my intention is for this live stream. So if that's something you're interested in, please put in an emoji in the chat for me, because I'd love to see if we are all on the same page with that. One second. Hoping that we're all on the same page. And many of you have been doing this for a long time already. So if this is something you've already known about, you can just get confirmation that it's good to be revisiting it. It's kind of like when you go to the spiritual gym, you know how to use the machines, you know what you should do, but you don't always do it. So I know I need a refresher often, right? So that's good. We need refreshers. Thank you guys so much for the hearts and all of the gifts and all the things you guys tap in the screen. Okay. So what I think collectively for me, one of the things I find helpful is doing something consistently, making an appointment with yourself to show up for yourself. So that way, good morning, we don't feel like things accumulate, things build up. We get stuck and stop because we're not doing our regular spiritual practices. Okay, very important. Good morning. Good morning. So here's what I want everybody to do. Thank you for joining my fan club. What Jen just did, if you guys can help me by joining my club, that helps me so much on this page. Like, that's golden. Thank you so much. So yes, so we all say we need to do that and it's not ever meant to feel guilty or bad. It's just a gentle reminder, because we get, even if we're very spiritual people, we get very caught up in our lives. It's a very normal thing that happens to us consistently and regularly. Also, I want to let you guys know I'm doing a free workshop at the end of this month on Saturday, and I would love for you guys to check it out. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Frankie Lynn. So. You miss your guides, but your guides have never been anywhere. They're always here. You miss them because you have put them aside. They're always here. That's just a confirmation and a sweet jab. Believe me, our guides are with us. They've never left. We have left them. Right? So you got to remember that. Okay, so what I want you guys to do, and I actually think this is a good practice, so I think we should do this with our eyes open, because then you can see how easy it is. What I want you to do, whether you see it or not, is I want you to set the intention that what you're going to do today is you're going to ground yourself. Okay, this is what we're going to do. You can do it with your eyes open or closed. Okay, so I'm going to do some prompts for all of you, which your guides and your higher self will know what. Thank you for joining my club. So for my team, thank you so much, Lee. I appreciate you. So what I want you guys to do in this moment, because there's so much more power when we do it as a collective, when we do it as a group together, it actually invokes all of the power and energy that all of us are connected to. So it even infuses it a little bit more with more impact when we do it as a collective. You're doing it as an individual, but you're doing it as a collective. You see what I'm saying? Thank you for the follow, Grape81. I appreciate you. So what we want to do is all of us together through our individual grounding cords is I want you guys to imagine, whether you see it or not, that we are creating a very strong root or grounding cord that just begins to form at the base of your spine. So I want you just to set that intention now, whether you see it or not. It doesn't matter. So let's do that together now. We're going to take a breath in. Exhale. And with our intention, we have set up that we have a strong grounding cord that goes from the base of our spine and gently moves down through the floorboards of where you're sitting in the room. It doesn't matter if you're surrounded by 10 million people and there's toddlers around you and everybody's screaming. You can do this anywhere. It's going down through the floorboards. It's going down through the layers of the earth. It's coming into contact with all the benevolent energies connected to Mother Earth. And then, okay, Theo, chill. He's getting grounded. And then it goes all the way down to the center of the earth. And there it connects with the molten connected layer or the center of Mother Earth. You can look at this as a divine feminine consciousness, Mother Earth or Gaia, whatever connects with you. Okay, so we're going to do that. And then I want you to just take another breath in and exhale. Okay, all right, everybody. Amazing. So energetically, I feel the shift already in this collective, because again, I'm tapping into, if you have come in and you feel the connection into the energy body here and just kind of seeing what's going on. Okay. So today we're just working on grounding. We're working on connecting. We're working on clearing. Okay. One thing about using a grounding cord is that anytime when you do this, automatically, whatever you've been holding on to that's ready to be released will naturally fall and be consumed into the grounding cord. So it acts as an independent system. You see what I mean? It's when we're holding on to things, and what we've been trained to do is not feel connected to the earth. We have been trained to not feel connected to the higher realms. We have been trained to listen to conditioning that disconnects us from each other and also from our guides. So during these live streams, the first thing we're going to always do is if we need to connect, okay, connect to all these parts, because what happens is Specifically, as we go into our energy field in general, we can feel the parts of ourselves that are imbalanced, right? We can feel when we're blocked or maybe disconnected. We don't always know what it is, and that's not so important. It's more important that you just have awareness of it, that you observe it, and that you open to it. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is I want you to, whether you see it or not, I want you to, above your head, I want you to imagine there's a beautiful golden light above your head. Okay. This light is the light, pure light of the divine. Okay. This is also connected to your higher wisdom, your higher self. And so these two streams of energy, both from the cosmic, the earth energy, and also the energy from spirit, the divine, is going to balance beautifully so that you can start feeling flow and energy going through your body. So let's just imagine again, you're opening up your energy field, and you can do this all through your intention. This does not have to be anything that you see. So a lot of people, when they first start doing these kind of practices or they're refreshing them, sometimes their brains are busy, which is very normal. So don't be too concerned about it, but don't worry so much about concentrating so much that you have to have an outcome. That is the old way of doing things. Okay. All we're doing is flowing with the ancient practices that have been going on since the beginning of time on this earth that we just got disconnected from. Okay. So as you're opening up your energy, just imagining this golden light coming in down through the top of your head at your crown chakra, right? And I just want you to imagine that energy is just flowing down through the top of your head, right? It's going down through your entire inner body. That's your chakra channel, right? And then it also goes all the way down through your feet and your grounding cord. At the same time, that earth energy that's you connected to is coming back up through the channels that you grounded it to. So both of those act as a stream of clarity, of healing, of connection, of confidence. Okay. These two things are going to start acting. What they'll also do, though, is they might start fleshing up things that are ready to be released. So I want you to put in the comments, let me know how you feel and what you're observing. Remember, there's no right or wrong answer. There's just what is true for you. Okay. Hi, Deb. Also, if you're new, welcome. You're so much a part of I want to welcome you to this community, both if you are on the Tube of You. Okay, Midge says a little tingly. I'm also on TikTok. It's Chris says calming. You can also join me on the Tube of You. That's always a great place if you like to connect over here, because I come here regularly. I'm new to this. Fantastic. So just being open to it is fantastic. Jen says she feels calm and centered, a little lightheaded. We'll talk about that. I feel a lot of movement in my root chakra. So Jen, if you feel a little lightheaded, I want you to focus a little more on your grounding. Maybe rub your feet on the ground, take another breath, and come down more into your body. Try that too. Okay. Excellent. So the next thing I want us to do is, with this energy that we have like started connecting with, you can just refresh this like 1 or 2 times a day. Whenever you feel like you need to be grounded, whenever you feel you need to connect with spirit, right? We can do that. Now we're going to add on the next layer of this. Okay, everybody, and let me know what you're feeling. I wasn't expecting to step into this today, but the spirit guides are like, we are ready. Who would like to connect with one of their guides today? So I won't go too much into my whole class about spirit guides, but we're going to bring through your primary spirit guide. You have many, of course. We have several. Okay, good. So what everybody's saying, I would. Yes, we want to do this. We love doing this. Always open. Jen's like, yeah, you all always are open. That is true. I would, just learning. Good. Okay, excellent. Everyone's saying yes. So I love this. This is amazing. Okay, we're going to do a really simple exercise that I teach in all my classes, and I do regularly, very simple when I do privates. Also, to let you know, I do privates all the time with connecting people to their own guide so they can form their own relationship. So what we're going to do today, whether your eyes are closed or not, okay, because not everybody has to have their eyes open, just or closed rather. It's really up to you. So what I want you to do today is just opening up your energy, right? We're just being as open as we can. And if you have any distractions, if you're able to like move into a quieter place, this would be a little bit more of an effective exercise, just to let you know. And so I would love for you guys just to be able to maybe get to a quieter space, even if you're standing in your bathroom, putting your makeup on, or you're in the kitchen, pouring your coffee, but just a place where you can at least connect and get information. Okay. And so the next thing I want you to do is, and I'm going to ask this, right? So I am going to ask that one, we'll call it your joy guide. Just putting your makeup on, I know, because I know you're going live soon. So what I want you to do is I want your primary, we're going to call it your joy guide. We'll talk more about that later. We're going to have your joy guide, which is your guide that really helps you with your energy, helps you with keeping your energy up, helps you with daily life, helps you release things, helps you kind of gives you guidance and advice. We're going to call your joy guide to come and step in front of you. Good morning, Tammy. We're going to have your joy guide come and step right in front of you, standing right in front of you. Okay. And we're going to ask their energy to come in close so we can feel their energy. Okay. And what we're going to do is then ask them to draw a connection between their heart space and your heart space. Okay. And you can do this just in real time. So take a moment now when releasing expectation, releasing any like possible, I would say, tension or not being able to connect in. Just go ahead and ask your joy guide, right? One of your primary guides to come in close and then connect with you in your heart space. Now, if you want, you can add the extra layer of closing your eyes and seeing if you're getting an image. Okay. So you can do that extra layer if you wish, because that helps with just being able to receive information. And notice, do you get anything? Do you see a symbol? Do you hear anything? Do you get a sense of anything? Just take your time. And whatever you're getting, the first thing you're getting, okay, I just want you to notice that. Okay, fantastic. So if those of you who want to comment now, if you can do that, if you want, fantastic, good. So connecting in again. And so now I want you to ask your guide, okay, this is really simple. Ask them if they can share with you what they would like to be called. Ears are ringing. Okay. Ask them what they would like to be called. And I want you to get whatever the first name you're getting. I mean, if you need to, ask them to come in a little closer. Whatever is the first name, very simple. It's going to be something very simple, believe me, something familiar. Just see what you're feeling. And if that name isn't coming through, don't worry too much about that. You got the name Ariel. Okay, amazing. Hello, Amanda. Helen, fantastic. I love it. Yep, I had a Helen actually for one of my clients the other day. That's fantastic. Hello, Amanda. Amber. Oh, I love that. So you got a name. Amazing. Timothy. I love that. Rosie. I love it. Faith. I love it. Sunshine. I love it. Hope. I love it. Amazing. All the spirit guides are like, yes, we're getting through. Thank you for the follow. Mean things I say to myself. Oh, nothing yet. Don't worry, Debbie. We'll work on it. You got the name Bob. Don't worry if you didn't get a name. I didn't get a name for one of my guides for 20 years. So don't worry. Instead, Debbie, I want you to tell me what you did receive, what impressions, what feelings, what things you got. No worries. So welcome in. We are learning to ground ourselves, open up to our to the earth energy and to the energy from spirit, from above, which is from the divine cosmic energy, and then earth energy. Fantastic. Okay, so whatever name you got, amazing, amazing. So Chastity says how she feels is smiling and happy. Debbie says she feels relaxed, which I think is very important because that's your joy guide. They're helping with your energy, right? Fantastic. Free. Okay, that's amazing. I love that. Goosebumps for Chris. Amazing. Okay. So what I want you to do now, whether you got a name or not, right? I feel when I connect with my guides, my stomach moves. Is that normal? Everything's normal. Everything's normal. So whatever it is for you is normal, right? Whatever comes up is normal. So sometimes when we're connecting with our guides, we do also our energy in general. We can sometimes have things go on in our physical bodies because our energy, our vibration is raising. So when our vibration is raising, sometimes we have things like our stomach flutters, or we get tingles, or we might even feel emotional, right? So it could be any of those things really occurring at any time, which isn't that interesting? So the interesting thing about it as well is that it grows and develops over time. So the more you connect with them, okay, the more you get information. So we're going to keep working with this. Okay. The next thing I want is, if you're open to this, I want to see if your guide has a simple message for you. Okay. It might be a feeling. Again, it might be a few words. It might be an image. Okay, you might hear a song. So go ahead and check in and see what you're getting today. Hi, Terrell. See what you're getting in this moment, because your guides are going to really connect with you in so many ways. So take a moment and see what you're getting. I'll give you guys a couple minutes. We are connecting with our spirit, one of our primary spirit guides today. So welcome. Hello, Amber No Rose. Nice to meet you. Welcome in. Welcome in, everybody on the FYP. Either if you're on the tube of you, or if you're on TikTok, we welcome you from the For You page. We're having a nice time in here. Everybody is welcome. Everybody is having a good time. We are comfortable. We are at 20,000 likes. Wow. Thank you, people. I appreciate you. So what we want to know, once you guys get that message, let me know what you're getting. And as you're doing that, I'm going to tell you what my guides are telling me. So hopefully this can encourage you. I'm really hearing the word patience. Patience is really important right now for many of us. You got bend with the energy and move with it, but you won't break. Wow. That is amazing. Already, I love that. Amazing. What a beautiful message. So we can really see, welcome in. We can really see you keep getting the letter Z. Perfect. Okay, perfect. We're gonna work with that. Frankie Lynn says that I am loved. What a beautiful message. And that's how simple it is. Connecting with our guides is so simple. It is not anything that is complicated. It is meant to be as natural as everything that we do, including brushing our teeth, including going for a walk, right? Tammy says awareness and understanding are growing, and that is true. Midge is also writing comments too. So it's just one of those things where I'm supported and just feel tingly and emotional. Fantastic. That's amazing, Midge. That's perfect from your guides. Again, they're your joy guides, so they're working on you feeling this way. Yuki says that this next chapter is going to be scary, but I'll be okay. Wow. That's the great thing about our spirit guides, is they do let us know when if we ask them to let us know what's coming on the horizon, so they can help us prepare. I think that's something that we kind of forget to ask them, and to like, what can I expect for the coming months, so I can feel grounded, so I can feel connected, so I can tap into my intuition, things of that nature. Thank you, Om51, for the follow. I appreciate you. So those are things that I'm hearing for you guys. These are the extra layers of sort of protection for your well-being. Hi, David. And things of that nature. So I think that's fantastic. So by the way, I'm just going to reintroduce myself. If you are new and you're seeing me for the first time, first of all, welcome. And if you come into my space, I will not call you out. I just want you to feel comfortable. So do not worry if you're brand new to me. I will not put you on the spot. I want you to feel comfortable first. So feel free to check me out as long as you need to from wherever you're viewing. So my name is Carey. I'm a medium and a spiritual mentor. So I help people really on a lot of levels, but primarily really connecting in with their intuition, their own healing, and then also tapping into their own abilities, and then connecting with their guides and things of that nature. Vivi says, hello, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. Thank you for saying hello. You've been crying since we connected. I guess I need to release. I'm so glad. Thank you for being open about sharing that. This is a safe space for you to do that. I want you to know. And often when we're connecting again with what is true, we do feel emotional sometimes. It's like coming back to ourselves. And that's had the importance of a daily practice. And that's one of the reasons why, again, I'm going live on Monday and Wednesdays, just to get people connected and ask my guides in this collective, like, what does everybody need help with? What does everybody need in this moment? What's going to help people the most? Okay. Sarah is saying, I need guidance. Yes. So I just want to let people know at 9 a.m. So it's almost 9:45. I'm going over live to the Gram, and I will be doing readings. So if you want to follow me there, it's the same exact name on all platforms, at Carey Spirit Mentor. So, and if you're on the clock, you can just check my picture. I'll be live on the Gram at 9 for readings. And if people also want to do paid readings, they can check in and we can talk about it over there as well. So that'll be open today too, if people want that. Thank you, Kelly. Is your name Callie? I love that name. I love how you spell your name. So anyway, let's just get this fluid. So let's kind of recap what we've got. So we got ourselves, our guide is here connecting with us. And then we want to just connect with our guides and see if they have any, the last thing I want to do, if you're doing this exercise with me today with your spirit guide, is I want you to ask your guide to send you a specific symbol that will really represent them connecting with you. Okay. It's like a symbol of them. And I want you to make sure that they're very clear with you what that symbol is. And they will be. So feel free to allow them to connect in this way. See what symbol comes through for you. And then once you have that, be sure to either jot it down, write it down in the comments, or you can just keep it to yourself. It's up to you. One of the things that's been coming up a lot for me in the readings I've been doing this week, in the last few days for clients and for myself, is the word playful. Is being playful again, allowing our inner child to be able to have a place at the table of your life. And so often, our inner child is guarded against avoidant and feels really far back in our consciousness. And so what happens when something is buried in our subconscious or is far away is it comes out in other ways. So it can come out in a multitude of ways. It can come out as irritability. It can come out as frustration. It can come out as fear. It can come out as a variety of things. So when we start recognizing that and bringing that to the table, bringing the space of connection into our life and maybe asking for guidance or asking for there to be, I would say asking for them to share how they feel with you. You could do this through journaling or meditation. And that's going to be a way that you can bring their voice to the table. Okay. When you bring these parts of yourself into your awareness, that's when you can provide healing, connection, mentorship, guidance, and also more integration of the different parts of yourself. Whenever we have integration of the different aspects of ourselves, that's when we start having harmony, and we have less conflict. We have more healing. We have a sense of being able to rest and have balance. So I would invite you to consider this. And I realize I'm sharing a lot with all of you all at once, but these are just little tips. You can either resonate with them or release them. It's totally fine. And also just you can do this, I would say, by doing automatic writing. That would be one option, also known as inspired writing or intuitive channeling writing. And the way you can do that very simply, and let me know if you guys got your symbol. So once you've gotten that, let me know if you've gotten a symbol. Oh, thanks, Chastity. That's so sweet. Thank you. I love being here and I hope it's helping. And then also I want to say, if you guys want further, if you would like to, get a session done, I do, of course, readings, healings, I do coaching, mentorship. I do that in a variety of ways. You can check that out where my picture is, right? You got a star. Midge says she got a star. I love that. You got a diamond, sunflowers. We love the sunflowers. Amazing. So that you can know that's your guide coming through and saying, here I am. Here I am. And you also got a star. Fantastic. We got a couple stars here. That's amazing. And that will change. It's not always going to be the same. It's going to be different. So that's something to consider. Lovely. Okay. Very good. So what we want to do is we want to thank our guide for coming forth. And remember, you can do this again. You got a blue heart. You can do this anytime with your guides because they're always around you. And my suggestion is to start to talk to your guides. Talk to them every day. Just start a conversation. Talk to them and say, what do I need to know today? Or what are we working on today? Or where are things at today? Just things like that. Because you're just opening up your energy, you're connecting, you're streaming with your highest self, right? And that's a wonderful way to be able to heal, become restored, connect, and then more connected to your spiritual path. All right. All right. So what we're going to do is I'm going to finish this reading or this hour-long session. Again, thank you for being here. I just want to let you guys know I go live regularly on the app. Yes, Tammy, we do. We have several different guides. We will go more into that next time because that's a longer conversation, but thank you for bringing that up. I will definitely bring that up in maybe our next session next week. Okay, everybody, here we go. And also, I would highly recommend if you guys are interested more in the education I do, feel free to follow me on the tube because I post long form content over there. Hi, good morning. How are you, Ariel? Good to see you. So what we can know is that you can find a lot more of my educational videos on the tube. And so if you're able to, you can come over and join me there and make sure you subscribe and that you ask questions, watch the videos all the way through. That really helps my channel. Okay, let's see what messages are coming through today for this final part of our reading. And then if you did want to come over, I'm going to be doing free card pulls over on the gram. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get to everybody, but I do appreciate those that follow me over there. If you want to get a paid reading this morning, I will be open for that, but I'm going to be doing it over there. We can talk more details over there. You're wide awake at 4 a.m., but apart from that, I'm good. I know, right? I know. Gosh. All right, let's start with our cards. So today we're getting the koala spirit. It says spirit has a plan. Spirit has a plan because spirit does. So, and again, let's talk about how do we get in sync with spirit's plan, which is really our higher self, right? And our consciousness and the divine is we do that by not avoiding our own inner knowing. And how do we do that? We ground, we open up our consciousness, into that golden light we talked about in general. We open up our heart space and we listen. That's how we start. Right? So spirit has a plan. How do we know the plan? We do that by having all our systems sort of set up, grounding, opening up our energy field, right? Next, we have one of my favorite creatures, the otter. Otter spirit is letting you know you are never alone. And that is true. You're never alone because you always have spirit. You always have your guides. And your guides always are going to lead you towards the highest good and the highest good for your life and the most benevolent outcome, right? But I love how this is in the shape of a heart. And then finally, for those of you who are cat lovers, we have cat spirit, claim your independence. So I want to talk a little bit about this. I love the wings on this kitty. That's my cat for sure. Very independent. So one thing I really want to talk to many of you, and this is something I've been tapping into in my collective channel readings. I believe during this season right now, what I'm getting from spirit and the divine and with our ascension process is we are really separating ourselves from on a greater level, on a faster level, from we'll call them timelines, possibly of the world around us. So the important thing is to not be anchored in the energy of everything that's chaotic going around you. You can be aware of it. You can be compassionate towards it. You can offer your support, your guidance. But if you get consumed by it mentally, you might lose track of your inner knowing and your intuition. So your most guiding light, I believe, will be your higher heart, your intuition. So spend time each day, if you can, not avoiding yourself, but connecting and doing it in these small ways. It's going to really make quite a difference. If you're someone who's looking for more support, of course, I have different things, of course, that I offer, or go towards places where you feel comfortable, where you feel connected, where you feel joyful, where people feel confident. And you get a sense of acceptance. When you're going into any spaces spiritually, you should feel like you can be yourself, like you can ask questions, that you're supported, that it feels open and very inclusive. I would just suggest that. Sorry, someone just tried to break through with the phone. Sorry about that. Someone just tried to call me, even though I thought I had my notifications off. That's okay. So we want to think about these things as we go through our daily life, because many of you right now, what I'm seeing, they keep giving me these funny words. They keep saying to me, jumpstart. I want to jumpstart something, right? So jumpstart essentially means that many of you on a spiritual level are literally like waking up, coming online, or furthering where you've already been. And what that means is the things that were maybe distracting you, pulling you off your path, and bringing your energy down in a way that isn't for your highest good. You want to pay attention to that and pay attention to where you're being guided, right? So I think that the best thing you can do is, again, focus on what brings you joy, focus on the simple messages you're getting from spirit, right? And come back here every Monday and Wednesday, and we will be doing this again and again. Now, before I leave, I have 6 minutes. Does anyone have any questions about the topics we talked about today? So I can go over anything. No personal questions, really, just more, or if they're personal, they're related to the exercises. If it's not relevant to the topic, we can, if you want to get more of a reading, you can head on over to the Gram. I'm going there right after this for readings, both paid and free. Not everyone will get a reading, but we'll do as many as we can. So feel free to ask your questions. Where we open our energy, do we need to close? No, you don't. The reason why is because you can do it every day. Absolutely. Anytime you can do it. No, you want to keep that crown chakra open. Now, I'll give you a little bit of extra guidance on that. You always want to have protection around you, or your protection comes from your energy. So you can do that by literally, part of what you're doing to protect yourself is keeping your energy healthy. But here's a simple way you can have like energy, to just a circle of energy around you to protect you. You can call in your guides. You can call in the archangels. If whatever guides you work with, you can call them in. But also you can imagine you have 4 roses around you, red roses that are grounded. Those act as a shield and protect and a differentiator between the energy outside of you and the energy in you. Remember, though, the energy outside of you, yes, you can pick up on it. Yes, sometimes it can be not for your highest good. Absolutely. But your energy is the most powerful when you're grounded, right? And you're connected to your heart. So you're opening your crown chakra. You want that to be open so that gold energy can come in, but you will be protected by those roses. Should we say guides of the highest level? Yes. So I say benevolent guides. I just say benevolent guides because benevolent is for your highest good. So highest good, you can say love and light. I'm not really a love and light wording. I think that's a little bit, for me, does not resonate. So you can just say you can say for your highest good or benevolent, whatever you resonate with. Because some of my guides are very like pagan gods, so sometimes they would be like, well, I don't know about that wording. I work with like Odin. He's a pagan god. So he's kind of like love and light. I don't know. Sometimes I'm not in with you. I'm fine. But sometimes I'm protecting you, or sometimes I'm giving you guidance about some shenanigans. So I kind of say benevolent. That just feels right for me. Does that make sense? I hope that nuance makes sense. Because I kind of feel like for me, love and light categorizes them into like a certain type of entity. And I'm like, yeah, I have that. But I also have some ones that are maybe scoundrels that were some of my ancestors, but they're here for my protection. You know what I mean? As long as they're for your highest good, you're good. Sometimes you want some of them that are going to kick some tires for you that might, do a little bit of mischief on your behalf. Can I say that? Does anyone know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? I think everybody gets that. So, because some of our ancestors it would be lovely to connect with, and we're going to be talking about that more next month. When we get into October, guys, we will talk about connecting more with our ancestors. That's a time of, Caitlin says, oh yeah. Well, one of the things is, you guys know, I'm a witch, I'm a priestess. So I do work with different goddesses and a lot of goddesses. And then I also work with some, like Odin. And I work with a couple of the infernal divine, and they have a very certain resonance to their energy, right? And I don't always relate to them as love and light. I definitely relate to them as being on my side. I will say that. But will they do mischief on your behalf? Let's just kind of put it that way. Speaking of which, oh my gosh. So if you guys want some really good education, I would definitely, and you're interested in witchcraft, I would definitely follow my friend, Malric Vesper, who just came in, who is an incredible practitioner, a great mentor and teacher. So if you want to learn more about that. Okay, so we'll talk a little bit about priestess. I think we'll talk about, why don't we talk about that on Instagram, and then we'll talk about that again. That's a whole nother subject I'll definitely go into, because I am a priestess, and I have certain feelings about that. Because I feel like a lot of what we're seeing when people are being priestesses right now, like modern priestesses, is kind of like not always a version everybody relates to, because sometimes, like I'm not always wearing flowy robes, and I think some of the aesthetics of the priestesses, which is fine, doesn't always fit into everyone's box. So we will talk about this at length on my page, because I kind of blend what I'm doing, right, and I align with this in a different way. I'm a Magdalene Rose priestess. I am. People ask me about that. But I am definitely not a Christian. So I have to be clear about that. Do you see what I'm saying? There's a lot of nuance. Okay. All right. So here's what I want to invite everybody right now. Right now, I'm going to say goodbye to my YouTube family. I'm going to say goodbye to my TikTok family, and everybody can join me on the gram. If you want to know where what my name is on the gram, it's the same exact name that I have on the talk and on the tube. So you can find me over there. So I'll head over there. I'm probably not going to be able to read for everybody, but if you want to be guaranteed a reading, I definitely have a way you can purchase one. You're on the priestess path now. Yep, I know. Well, stick with me, kid. I got you covered. Stick with me. Priestess path is more self-initiated. I will tell you, the priestess path should be more self-initiation. And then you go to, if you want more education on it, you can go towards where you're drawn to. That's my advice. But it's a big path, and it's not, like a lot of the things, and this is the last thing I'll say, a lot of the things on the priestess path, like for me to make it my own, I look at the different templates of I look at the different templates that people have on their priestess path. And so I'm coming up. So next year, I'm doing a 13-month priestess path program starting in January. And I'm designing it with my guides myself. and I'm like, well, what do I want to cover? What's the framework, right? So I'm creating that now. And then some things that, because I went through my priestess path, I was trained by a woman she's been a priestess for 25 years. And so she had her framework. And I look at what other people do and I go, do I connect with this? I'm not sure. I'm figuring it out. So I'm figuring it out. It'll definitely be very earth-based practices, and where you're finding what's true for you, but the template will be set up for that. I hope that makes sense. So come on the path with me. But it'll also be if you want to start creating your own work. Oh, thanks, Lorenda. Make sure you guys follow Lorenda. She's one of my best friends. Lorenda Carmedium. Please follow her. So the more to come, like I'm crafting it now with my guides. It's like it's taken me like months, it's months of work. Okay. I'm going over to the gram now, everybody. Thank you for being here. Blessings. I'll see you guys in a minute. Bye. I'll see all you guys over there. See you later.